In 19 CE, General Germanicus lay dying in Syria, Rome's brightest hero fading on a simple bed. Surrounded by close friends, he found just enough strength to whisper a single plea: "Remember to avenge my murder." No one could say for certain who was responsible, but rumors pointed straight at Emperor Tiberius. Whether guilty or not, Tiberius spent the rest of his life under the shadow of that accusation, a burden that steadily corroded his heart. From the start, Tiberius lived with uncertainty pressing in on him. Born in 42 BCE amid civil wars, he was raised at the heart of Rome's deadliest politics once his mother Livia married Augustus. He saw how swiftly fortunes could change, how one day you feasted in grand halls, the next you landed on a prescription list. Tiberius learned early that silence often trumped honesty and that trust was a dangerous luxury. Despite the tension of court life, Tiberius displayed a natural gift for military tactics. While other noble youths practiced oratory, he pored over battle plans, fascinated by every maneuver. On campaign in Germania, he won rapid victories and a reputation for strict discipline. But fate intruded when Augustus demanded Tiberius divorce the wife he loved, Vipsania, to marry the emperor's daughter, Julia. This forced union proved disastrous, driving him to abandon Rome altogether and retreat to the island of Rhodes, where he nursed old wounds in solitude. When Augustus's chosen heirs died unexpectedly, Tiberius was called back. In 14 CE, he assumed the throne with a famously reluctant heir, publicly insisting that he never wanted the job. At first he governed fairly well. Taxes stabilized, provincial administration improved, and Rome's borders stayed quiet. Yet the people found him cold. He refused grand celebrations, avoided flattery, and spent more time reading reports than charming the Senate. The question of Germanicus's death only compounded the public's uneasy view. Was Tiberius an innocent victim of rumor, or a hidden schemer who had eliminated a popular rival? Enter Lucius alias Sejanus, the head of the Praetorian Guard. He had a skill for reading Tiberius's moods and feeding the emperor's growing paranoia. While Tiberius wanted to rule from a distance, preferring cautious letters to grand public speeches, Sejanus stayed in Rome, shaping power behind the scenes. He quietly expanded the guard, moved its barracks inside the city, and made sure every whisper drifted back to him. If someone in the Senate complained too openly, an informer relayed it the same night. Tragedy struck Tiberius personally when his only son Drusus died in suspicious circumstances. Many believed Sejanus slipped poison into Drusus's cup, especially after a well-known feud erupted between the two. Grieving and isolated, Tiberius fell further under Sejanus's influence. Together they imposed an ever-watchful regime. New treason laws meant even stray jokes about the emperor could lead to exile or execution. Despite Tiberius's administrative competence, ensuring the empire ran efficiently, Rome felt a chill creeping through its corridors. Hounded by rumors and exhausted by court intrigues, Tiberius left Rome for the alluring Isle of Capri. Perched on dramatic cliffs, Capri became both his refuge and, according to gossip, a den of indulgences. Tales spread of vile punishments, secret passageways, and lavish gatherings behind locked doors. Whether all of that was true or not, Tiberius ruled remotely via cryptic letters, each line so carefully worded that senators trembled at any possible misinterpretation. Meanwhile, Sejanus appeared ever more powerful, dominating public life in the emperor's absence. But even the mightiest spider can get caught in its own web. Sejanus overreached by seeking marriage ties to the imperial family. Senators, uneasy at his meteoric rise, warned Tiberius that his right-hand man might be planning a coup. The emperor crafted a masterful trap. He sent a long, winding letter to the Senate, praising Sejanus at first, then abruptly condemning him for treason near the end. Sejanus was arrested on the spot. What followed was a gruesome purge. His allies were executed or driven to suicide, and the city reeled under a renewed climate of terror. Instead of returning to Rome as a savior, Tiberius tightened his hold on power even more. The emperor also turned his fury on Germanicus's family. Germanicus's widow, Agrippina the Elder, loudly implied Tiberius had orchestrated her husband's death. The emperor responded with savage subtlety, accusing Agrippina and her children of plots they couldn't possibly have formed. One by one, they were exiled, imprisoned, or eradicated, except for Caligula, who knew how to flatter Tiberius and hide his true intentions. Watching from the shadows, the young Caligula studied every paranoid twist and learned how fear could be weaponized to control an entire empire. By 37 CE, Tiberius was a frail shell of the once formidable general. Bandages covered sores on his face, and he drifted into obsessive consultations with astrologers who claimed to see his future. In the final weeks, Tiberius left Capri, traveling along the coast in search of better health, or perhaps just peace of mind. Word reached Rome that he had died, only for him to suddenly revive from a death-like stupor. Panicked that he might cling to life and delay the succession, powerful figures around him allegedly smothered him. Officially, it was simply announced that the emperor's heart gave out. Rome didn't weep for Tiberius. Instead, crowds cheered the idea of a new era under Caligula. They ridiculed the late emperor and cursed his name, refusing him the honors typically granted to emperors, though Tiberius had left the treasury overflowing and the empire administratively stable. People saw only the wreckage of crushed families, whispered accusations, and an entire city paralyzed by suspicion. His greatest feat, turning Rome into a smoothly run machine, also became his greatest curse, for it transformed daily life into a brittle shell of fear. In the end, Tiberius remains a riddle, an accomplished general who never wanted the throne, a reluctant ruler who built an enduring bureaucracy, and a paranoid man who may have let his fears destroy everything he cared about. The memory of Germanicus's dying whisper, the plea for vengeance, never left him. Whether he was directly responsible for Germanicus's demise or just another victim of rumor, Tiberius spent his reign grappling with the ghost of that accusation. By clinging to power, through secrecy and terror, he became the very tyrant the Romans had once feared he might be. To this day, Tiberius's story stands as a cautionary tale, that a ruler who never wanted to rule can still cast a long, dark shadow. From the suspicious death of Rome's most beloved general to the decadent seclusion of Capri, Tiberius's journey reveals the cost of wielding absolute authority without trust. When he died, Romans rejoiced, yet the system he created lived on, shaping an empire for centuries. Power can warp even the most capable into something monstrous, and no one left a clearer warning of that fate than Emperor Tiberius, the soldier who became a recluse, the heir who became a tyrant, and the man who never escaped his own suspicions.